Okay, folks, this is the fifth and final module of this course on how to be a hotel receptionist, all right? As with so many hospitality positions, there are many things worth learning that are simply better learned on the job. Every establishment is different and as such will have different ways of doing things. What I have tried to cover here are the general parameters that it's a good idea for any hotel receptionist to operate within in order to grow and succeed. I've covered the tasks one should expect to have on their daily to-do, the skills one should look into developing and honing, and the commandments one ought to abide by to stay organized. For this, a position that requires organization. The theory is all there, and I'd argue that what's left to learn is dependent on the hotel at which you end up working. I can't tell you the rules to follow, so instead I'm going to name my 5 best practices. It would benefit any budding receptionist to follow in order to excel within the parameters I've laid out in the previous 4 modules. Firstly, engage with guests as a rule. Sure, perform the check-in and arrange for a porter to carry bags, but it's also on you to connect with the guest. Many receptionists are trained to ask different questions at every stage of the interaction. How long have you been on the road? Or are you here for business or pleasure? Are classic examples of what I'm talking about. These are questions that allow the conversation to continue without it getting too personal. Of course, as with everything in hospitality, read the room as to whether a guest wishes to be left completely alone or not, but I generally found this not to be the case. Receptionists are not shopkeepers or clerks. They are in the business of welcoming guests. I'm not saying to interview them, simply to keep it flowing until the moment where you get to say, enjoy your stay. This way, they'll feel as comfortable as they're capable of should they require anything further from you. Secondly, adhere to company policies. Every company has them, and while you are usually encouraged to have a bit of personality, you are a player and the stage is the hotel. So run the script. I'm saying this with careers in mind, by the way. I've seen receptionists who were funny, warm, but a little more familiar with guests than the owners would like them to have been, and they were let go as a result. This is just one policy, by the way. When beginning in a new job and in general, establish yourself as a reliable cog in the machine by learning and obeying the rules in record time. Thirdly, be a committed team member. Your ability to both get along with your co-workers and to roll up your sleeves and pitch in will be very apparent from the get-go. It is also essential to your success. You may find yourself assisting lobby porters by lifting and carrying anywhere from 30 to 50 pounds, as a guest may need assistance with a heavy bag or package. You may also need to be quick to answer the phones while your colleagues are busy checking in a large group. As a front desk staffer, you are part of a greater entity that keeps things running smoothly, and you must be ready, willing, and able to jump in at all times. Next, aesthetics are everything. In the hotel industry, physical presentation matters, which is why hotels invest in their decor as well as daily housekeeping services. And the same goes for a staff appearance. And while most front desk job postings specify that candidates should be neat and clean, this also extends to their uniforms, which I'm a big believer in, by the way. I strongly believe that staff members should always be identifiable by the formality of their clothing, the neatness of their hair, and so on and so forth. Doubly so for receptionists, and triply for one with plans of a career in hospitality. Finally, and I'd be surprised if you'll find this in any of the other e-learnings on this subject, but it's been my number 1 rule for all the years I worked in hospitality. Emotional maturity, guys. You need to have it. What do I mean by that? Well, put basically, it's not about you, and the show must go on. Working at a hotel front desk will put you in regular contact with a variety of different personality types, and any number of factors can cause other people's moods to alter, not the least of which is a dissatisfied guest. But you'll need to maintain a calm and professional demeanor at all times. And to do that, you'll need to understand that your job is to service other people. Take that in. You'll need to understand that another's momentary discontentment isn't necessarily directed at you personally. So what? So deal with it and get on with it. It's not about you, and the show must go on. Now, as far as the basics of reception goes, That's about all I have to say. Though, have a look around the platform because there are courses on here that any budding receptionist, which you now are, by the way, will benefit from for sure. Good luck in the test, and please leave a review and a comment letting us know what you thought. I hope you enjoyed your stay, and please come again.